Hello vegan adventurers, welcome to the exciting video from Costa Rica, and today we're gonna be exploring the Osa Peninsula and Matapalo beach. Let's get into the vlog. Alright, so over here I'm flying a drone on the way to Osa Peninsula from this viewpoint. As you can see, this area is pretty forested, as there is a national park on the left called Piedras Blancas, and there's gonna be another national park even bigger called Corcovado, which we plan to visit at the end of this week. So you see, this coastline looks absolutely beautiful with these nice foresty hills and the little islands. However, it's very inaccessible. There is no roads or hiking paths around here. And this is the big issue in Costa Rica, that all the accessible hiking trails are pretty much fenced up and you have to pay to get there. It seems almost like living in a prison. Anytime you want to visit nature, there is guards at the gate, barbed wire fences with the warning signs all around. You would think that all these barbed wire fences and restriction for people to get into nature is because they want to protect it from illegal logging and other people who could take advantage. But it's not true. The 50% of Costa Rica is already deforested, which is still not as bad as, for example, Serbia, that has only 30% of area forested. For a tropical country where trees grow really fast and is promoting ecotourism, the stats are not so impressive. Right, and here we are at our accommodation down the coast of Osa Peninsula near Matapalo beach, but the road to it was very terrible, especially last 10 kilometers was absolutely terrible off-road with many potholes. But then we got rewarded with seeing these parrots on the tree just by the side of our accommodation. Seems like they're cracking and eating some fruit from these trees, which there are plenty of in this area. Still a very special moment. I never seen a wild parrot in my life. Our accommodation was just right by the beach. We noticed there are a lot of these crabs crawling around. There are also many of them in our outdoor shower, but they would quickly go away once you get in. As we woke up the next morning, we saw the parrots again on one of the trees. Interesting fact is that parrot couples spend their whole life together. Here we notice some other bird making interesting sounds. So the Matapalo beach and these beaches around are really popular for surfing, especially for beginners because the waves are not too big, but they are going for a long time, so you're having lots of fun. However, I think I went at the wrong time because there was not many people out here and I was having a hard time catching waves here. Right in here I'm flying the drone at the sunset and you can see these waves, how long they go. They're perfect for beginner surfers. However, when I was surfing, these waves were not so frequent, so I was not able to catch that many. So even though Osa Peninsula is still pretty forested, the threat of deforestation because of animal agriculture is huge, same like in the Amazon rainforest. And many landowners would rather deforest the area and put the cows to graze so they can sell their meat rather than protecting area for future generations. So if you're into surfing but you're not really experienced, this area is perfect for learning because the wave is taking you for so long, unlike other waves where you can only surf for a few seconds. Even though I only managed to catch few of these waves, I was still surfing for a longer time, catching short bursts of white water at other beaches. Also, I wouldn't recommend coming here if you're not into surfing because this beach is not for swimming. It's quite shallow and has really hard access to the water. There's waves splashing and it's really rocky. Plus, you're driving for at least an hour one direction on a really bad dirt road that I've never seen in my life. But if you're not into surfing, I wouldn't recommend coming here. Alright, in here we're going for a little hike from Matapalo beach along the coastline towards the Corcovado National Park. Some of the scenery was pretty epic. Here we found this high rock in the middle of the beach. Of course I had to challenge myself to climb to the top, which was not very easy, which meant it will be even harder to climb back down. And it was very hard indeed. Sanya had to actually tell me footholds that I should place because I couldn't see down from how steep it was. So these are the dangers of climbing without a rope. Even though you can climb up, you have to remember that on the way down it's even more difficult. And here I'm petting this random dog that came to us on the beach while we were having lunch. It's incredible how people would find this dog very cute and never harm him in their life, but they kill other animals like pigs. They're even smarter than these dogs. Found this trail leading to the waterfall, but once we got closer there was only a little stream coming down, so it was not worth to go more. On the way back we saw these howler monkeys up in these palm trees just eating some fruit. It's actually pretty hard to spot howler monkeys so close, usually hiding behind the leaves and branches high in the canopy of the trees. They are pretty big, they kind of look like chimpanzees over here. And here I'm flying the drone over the coastline again, where we had a little break, and I was also swimming around here. And as always, I never see any swimmers or snorkelers around here. I only see surfers. I'm not sure why is it the reason, because it could be dangerous because of bigger waves sometimes. Or maybe the water is too murky or there is nothing to see when it comes to snorkeling. So as I mentioned in my previous videos, if you come to Costa Rica to enjoy swimming and snorkeling in the sea, it's not a place for you. Pacific and Caribbean coastlines of Costa Rica have bigger waves. Our experience also murky water, not suitable for snorkeling. However, if you're into surfing, Costa Rica is a really good place for learning and practicing. Especially at the place near Matapalo beach where we had accommodation. There are these long, small waves that carry you for a longer time, which was pretty amazing. However, I'm not the biggest fan of surfing because it can be quite dangerous, smashing down the big waves. And also, like 99% of surfing is just waiting for a wave, and you actually only surf for 1% of your time. Alright, and here we spotted the howler monkeys again, and this time this was pretty close to the main road for cars and also the houses. This just goes to show when you want to see animals in Costa Rica, especially monkeys, you don't need to go to a national park and pay some ridiculous money and get scammed by some tour guide. We actually saw more monkeys outside of the national park near our accommodation than in the national parks. Same is true for seeing birds like parrots and toucans. Every time we saw them was near our accommodation. Traveling in Costa Rica for about 2 months, we can see it's a pure business. You have to pay for entrance to all national parks and nature reserves, and which are all fenced up. In some national parks like Corcovado, which we plan to visit next, you can't even enter without a guide. Alright, so our next adventure is gonna be the Corcovado National Park, where we hope to see the animals appear. We were actually driving to Drake Bay, which was on a dirt road, but it was much better than to Matapalo beach. We were really looking forward to the trip because we should see one of the last really tropical primary rainforests left in Costa Rica. One of the most biodiverse places on the planet. So stay tuned for that adventure, and as always, stay healthy
And stay adventurous.